Just put this here.
And then there we go.
Put this over here. I'll go like this. Just put this here. Just put this.
Hey, no,
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
If somebody comes into my office at work and they're talking to me and like I notice something is off on my desk, I will just rearrange like while they're talking to me everything so everything is in some sort of way symmetrical or like balanced or lined up. And I'm just like I'm listening. I'm engaging in the conversation, but I'm also really just like dialing in my desk.
Oh, dude, that looks so nervous when you're doing that. Just like well, I'm listening. Oh,
I never thought of it like that.
That is hilarious.
I was just like, yeah, this really actually bugs me. So this has to go here. Starburst.
That is plenty hoppy. Wow.
Oh, she's so sad.
Yeah, that's okay. So welcome to the Remembrance Day Special. Hey.
We always sound so thrilled.
I know that's
every
genuine
time.
enthusiasm. Okay. This is the podcast where we lay out the beliefs behind selected conspiracy theories, alternative accounts, legends, myths, and more. I'm your host, Andrew, and I'm by no means an expert on any subject we are going to discuss. I gathered this all online, and I probably missed a bunch of key points. I always do. Joining me today is my good friend, Charlie.
Yeah, it is.
And this handsome devil will be presented with a few Remembrance Day trivia bits and will interject as he sees fit.
As I see fit.
As you see fit. Or before we do, if you'd like to keep in touch with us with the goings on, okay, no, I always mess this up. Check us out at Is It a Conspiracy on Twitter?
Yep.
Okay.
Ads are for Twitter.
Ads are for Twitter, and that's run by our Irish madman. Our Facebook group.
You'll have to introduce me to him someday.
Oh, he's so great. Yeah. He'll be here.
He'll be here.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming soon. Our Facebook group, It's a Conspiracy. Or email at itsaconspiracy@protonmail.com. Okay, on with the show. Charlie, as always, I would like to point out that I'm going to include a bunch of references in the episode description to show where this stuff was dug up from. And there's also going to be a thing in there about if you would like to make a donation to the Legion, then we'll have a little link and you can just go ahead and click on that. Yeah, isn't that nice? Okay, now, before we get into the actual stuff here, I just want to set the tone. We're just going to talk about basically, just in case anyone is like Remembrance Day is one of those things where even in Canada we've been celebrating this, but I got the idea for doing this because there was a video about a guy who was like at a grocery store or whatever, and he was all mad because like it was 11 o'clock and people are like, I don't have time for 2 minutes to wait. So it was like this was right in Canada, so it's like we should observe it. You know, it's literally 2 minutes. You don't even need to like get out and go anywhere. You can just sit at your desk at 11 a.m. and just sit there for 2 minutes. Just shut your mouth. Just think appreciative thoughts.
But Andrew, what's it all about?
What a good segue. Now, okay, I should give you a heads up. There is going to be a quiz later. Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Remembrance Day is a memorial day observed annually since the end of the First World War that is designed to remember all of those who have fallen in line of duty. Remembrance Day, originally titled Armistice Day and informally Poppy Day, is observed on November 11th. This is to mark the end of the Great War, which was officially declared over with the signing of the Armistice Agreement at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Fun fact, it was actually signed at like 5 in the morning because they knew it would take about 6 hours for it to get through. So it went through at 11, but it actually was signed like hours earlier. But
they were on their game.
Yeah, 11-11-11 sounds great, and 5-11-11 doesn't have the same kind of zip. Yeah, so technically the war officially ended with the signing of the Treaty of Versailles a few months later, but November 11th is seen as the finale by many. Now, Charlie, do you know what year World War I ended?
No, I don't.
Okay, so it ended...
I'm not even going to guess.
The Treaty of Versailles was in of June 1919. And like I said, the Armistice Agreement was signed on November of 2018. or sorry, November of
It took
1918.
them a little while, didn't it?
So it was November of 1918. And so that means that this year is the 100th anniversary of the First World War coming to a conclusion.
100 rememberies.
Yeah, rememberies. The red remembrance poppy, a native plant along much of the Western Front during the First World War, grew in popularity due to the poem In Flanders Fields, which was written, and this is popular all over the world, written by Canadian physician Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae. The custom of wearing a bright red poppy was inspired by this, and the custom became a tradition all over the world. Initially, real poppies were worn as these poppies had bloomed across the battlefields in Europe. Their bright, beautiful color, a sad reminder of the loss of life. But it's hard to come across poppies because poppies also have another kind of connotation. Have you heard of the other
Yeah, that's heroin.
Yeah. So people being like, I have a real poppy. They're like, let's get you a fake one. So, yeah.
That's why I'm a little worried about snack time later.
Yeah, well, it's coming, man. Actually, if you don't have a drug test tomorrow, do you? I should probably ask that because there is yeah.
Nope.
Okay. The poppy is the principal emblem of the Royal Canadian Legion, who distribute several million to be worn by Canadians on Remembrance Day. The sale of these poppies, which are bought by donation, go entirely to benefiting injured veterans. The movement has generated a lot of help for a lot of people over the years, and these are the guys that we're going to provide the link for. All right. Now, Charlie, with a yes or no, can you tell me if you've heard any of these things here? Mm-hmm. The Maple Leaf Forever.
No.
Anzac Day.
No.
Poppy Seed Muffins.
Yes.
10 interesting facts about Remembrance Day.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I mean, no, but yes, I'm down for it.
Yeah, okay. 10 interesting facts about Remembrance Day.
Oh, 10 interesting facts about Remembrance Day. Dive right in.
It's great. Actually, some of these are really fascinating. Number one, remember, approximately 18 million poppies are distributed around the world every year.
The fake ones.
The fake ones. Yeah, not the real ones.
The pins.
The pins. Have you ever, man, the new thing with you're supposed to put like a little Canadian flag in there to like hold it down?
I don't know about that.
How many times did you stab yourself putting on a poppy?
Oh, the most times.
Yeah, like I still haven't got that figured out. Okay, number two. Remember, there's a right way to wear a poppy.
Yes.
According to the Royal Canadian Legion, the lapel poppy should always be worn on the left lapel, close to the heart, and shouldn't be combined with another pin, such as a Canadian flag, which is funny because this year they're all like selling those little Canadian flags to put inside.
Danger.
So maybe that's been updated. Generally, poppies are worn starting from the last Friday in October until 11 a.m. on Remembrance Day, and you're not supposed to throw it in the garbage. You're supposed to put it on the wreath at the cenotaph.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not just on a pin board for next year.
Uh-oh. Legion, if you're listening.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Charlie.
It's just jokes.
I'll put his address in the description. Come beat the hell out of him.
Just jokes.
And number three. Remember Ottawa's Peace Tower. Have you ever been to Ottawa and seen the Peace Tower?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Have you been to Ottawa?
Nope.
Okay. Ottawa, there's the Peace Tower. It's great. They hold the 7 books of remembrance, and inscribed in the 7 illuminated books of remembrance are the names of the more than 118,000 Canadians who have died in war since Confederation. So the books commemorate the First World War, which was actually the most destructive, 66,655. The Second World War, 44,893. The Newfoundland dead of the 2 World Wars, 2,363, because Newfoundland didn't join until after later on.
That's lazy.
Yeah. The Korean War, 516 names. The South African War and Nile Expedition, 283 names. The Merchant Navy, 2,199 names. And the ongoing dead in the service of Canada, 1,300 and counting. Yeah, so there's 7 books, and they've got everybody's name written in them, and that is very fascinating. I've got some relatives that are written in there.
Have they been transcribed?
I think it's like I need to see these now. I know where the Peace Tower is, but I haven't actually seen the actual books. But they're all jotted down.
Are they scanned for posterity?
I would assume so. Yeah,
I would hope so.
They must be, because otherwise they would be there. They would be like 100 years old.
It's a risky business.
That is risky business. I'm sure they're scanned. Yeah, they know what they're doing over there. Those clowns in Ottawa. Number 4. Remember, the last post originally signaled the end of the day. Do you know what the last post is?
Like on Twitter?
No, that's like the
Oh.
the familiar Remembrance Day bugle call was used in the British Army to indicate that all sentry posts in a camp had been inspected and to signal to any soldiers remaining on the battlefield that the fighting was over for the day. I love that. It's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Everybody, like, come on back.
The regular 9 to 5 job of war.
Just put your guns down and come back to camp.
Oh, sorry,
Yep.
I can't shoot you right now. I'm off the
Get you
clock.
tomorrow.
It wouldn't not be very.
Scallywag.
It wouldn't be very union of me to shoot you right now.
Yep, you get the guy in your sights, and it's like, oh, it's time for tea. I'll hope he's still standing there later on. According to Veterans Affairs Canada, in Remembrance Day ceremonies, it now symbolizes death, appreciation, and resting in peace. Number 5. Remember. Many countries, such as Canada, France, Belgium, Poland, and the United Kingdom, observe Remembrance Day on the 11th of November, which is the actual day. This year it's on a Sunday, which is cool, but it's not always on a Sunday. But this year it is. There are variations. For example, in South Africa, Poppy Day is observed on the Monday closest to the 11th. And then Australia and New Zealand have this thing called Anzac Day.
Yeah, what's that?
Anzac is a day where the Australian forces and the New Zealand forces, they suffered a huge loss to the Ottomans. I believe it was a loss. So we should probably go back and check that out in post.
Lost
just
to
to
a bunch of chairs.
Yeah. No, the Ottoman Empire. It's one of the few holidays that celebrate a loss rather than a victory. Usually these things are like the end of World War II.
Right.
Yeah. So Anzac Day is the combination of Australia and New Zealand, and that's April 25th. Number 6. Remember. Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, author of In Flanders Fields, was born in Guelph. Yeah, that's one of my favorite names to say.
Guelph.
Guelph.
Can you spell that?
Guelph, Ontario. Guelph.
Guelph.
Yeah. Guelph. It's one of those places you're like, that's not a, every time I say it, I'm like, it's not a real place. Like that sounds like a little elven village. Oh, Guelph. We're off to Guelph.
I'm Guelphin.
Yeah. An interesting thing about the guy, it's kind of sad. He sadly died of, I guess there's not a happy way to die of pneumonia, but he died of pneumonia in 1918, right before the end of the war. So he didn't live to see how famous his poem became. So he wrote the poem and then he died, and the poem became this big thing. Number 7. Remember. Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae is a notable example of someone whose funeral procession has contained a slightly obscure tradition that is still practiced today called the riderless horse. Have you ever heard of this before?
No, is it just a horse by itself?
Well, kind of. So a riderless horse is a single horse covered in ornamental, protective, or symbolic apparel without a rider, which accompanies a funeral procession. Fallen riders are symbolized by riding boots being placed backwards in the stirrups. And this practice isn't super common, but has become an annual tradition for many things like the Anzac marches across Australia and New Zealand. All right, number 8. Remember. In 1954, the United States changed the name of Armistice Day to Veterans Day. Yepers. It used to be Armistice Day here too, and then it became Remembrance Day a little later on, but yeah. All right, number 9. Remember. Are you familiar with the National Silver Cross Mother?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. The Memorial Cross, more often referred to as the Silver Cross, was first awarded in 1919 as a memento of personal loss and sacrifice on the part of widows and mothers of Canadian sailors, aviators, and soldiers who died for their country during the war. In recent years, the Royal Canadian Legion has taken nominations made by members to find a candidate to represent the Mothers of Canada at the National Remembrance Day ceremony in Ottawa. And that's where like the Prime Minister and a whole bunch of people come, and it's a big ceremony, big shindig. At the ceremony, the National Silver Cross Mother places a wreath at the base of the National War Memorial on behalf of all mothers who have lost children in the military service of Canada. The woman this year is actually, I don't have her name written here, and I should, we'll include a link. Her son is one of these people who are, the numbers are adding up with the people who have committed suicide after coming back from war. So it's a big comment on post-traumatic stress. Number 10. Remember. Obviously, O Canada is tied to Remembrance Day ceremonies in Canada now, but that was not always our national anthem.
Oh.
In fact, O Canada wasn't officially the anthem until receiving royal assent in 1980. Yeah, so until the Queen said so. These things about the Queen, it always makes me think, like, until she's like, she allowed it to happen. It's kind of like a Chuck Norris
fine.
thing. I know. All right, you can sing the song. I reach my hand out, and just letting things happen, like allowing things to happen. Anyways, until 1939, there was a contender, which remains a fixture at certain big events, like the 2010 Olympics in Vancouver, and where your favorite singer Michael Bublé sang it. Yeah.
Oh, Michael Bubbles.
Michael Bubbles. And every first home game of the season of the dreaded Toronto Maple Laughs. The laughs, the Maple Laughs. Actually, they're pretty good this year, but that's anyways. It is still performed at Remembrance Day ceremonies across the country, and it is called the Maple Leaf Forever. The Maple Leaf Forever is a Canadian song written by Alexander Moore in 1867, the year of Canada's Confederation. He wrote the work after serving with the Queen's Own Rifles of Toronto in the Battle of Ridgeway against the Fenians in 1866. The song became quite popular in English Canada, and for many years it served as the unofficial national anthem. National anthem. However, because of its strongly British perspective, it became unpopular amongst French Canadians, and this prevented it from ever becoming an official state anthem, even though it was seriously considered for that role and was even used as a de facto state anthem in many instances. As a special treat, we'll have my wee nephew Duncan play this on his bagpipes to close out the show. My nephew has become quite he's good on the pipes.
He's a piper.
He plays the pips. And he was at this thing in Toronto where they had the Invictus Games. Yeah, and he's like, I was like, man, that's cool. And he took some pictures, and I'm like, what? Look at this. So there was Barack Obama, Prince Harry, like a bunch. It was crazy. There was all these like super, super famous people. And he's like, look, there's Mike Myers. And I'm like, oh, he was super excited about Mike Myers. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, but also B-Rock.
Yeah, man. Okay. Well, we're just chugging right along here. Charlie, do you like snacks?
Oh, I'm wary of snacks after last snack time.
Well, okay, so here we go. Charlie, do you have an idea for a theme song for snack time?
Na snack time.
We said it already. The Remembrance Day is affiliated with a certain flower. So, do you remember what the flower was?
Poppy flower.
That's right. Okay, now these are just popping fresh.
I hear you lighting something on fire.
Oh, here I'll just
something about heating up the spoon.
I'll just put that on the coaster there. There you go. And I'll just put mine on my bag. Okay. All right. So go ahead and open your eyes and let's hear you walk us through it here.
Oh, this is poppy seed bread.
That's poppy seed bread.
Or is it cake?
Well, we'll call it bread because I have a little pun on that. Because this is for a toast. A toast to us with poppy seed loaf.
Cheers, buddy.
Isn't that nice? Cheers. So good. Yep.
This is better than the last time.
Yeah, this is good. Okay, now I have 2 spoons for us. I'll tell you what. While we enjoy, while I'm getting set up here, do you want to walk us through this tasty beverage?
Can you take a mouthful of like sticky cake and then just talk about some stuff? That's right. We're drinking Ruby's Tears from, where's it? Parallel 49 Brewing. It's Ruby's Tears. She'll mesmerize you with West Coast hops and her strong ruby red charm. Rich in caramel and malt, she seductively restrains her bitterness while leaving you enchanted with her hop flavors and aromas. That's Ruby's Tears.
It's pretty good. It's really good. It's really hoppy.
That's some hoppy stuff.
Yeah, it's a little on the angry side, but it is good.
Are we going to do drugs?
No.
Are you setting up drugs?
No. Heavens no.
Well, what do you get the Bunsen burner for and all that.
For all these knives and lighters and
Yeah, what's that elastic thing?
You've got a lighter and a spoon.
You really do have 2 spoons. That's
I do. Yeah, actually, this does look like we're okay. So poppy seeds.
was this my bread or your bread?
I think that's your bread.
Did you just put your bread on my bread?
I did. And sorry, we got crumbs all over the place here, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh,
the mice will
right.
pick it up.
Poppy seeds are the ripe seed of the opium poppy. The plant's well-known narcotic properties come from the unripe seed pods and are not present in the ripe seeds. So, I'm not sure which kind these are, but yeah, anyways. Poppy seeds are most often used to flavor breads and desserts. Poppy seed butter is superb over fresh fish and noodles.
Hey, what is that? Wikipedia saying that?
No, this is from the Culinary Conspiracy. That's what it's called. And this adjective is just coming up far too often on the podcast. It lends a nutty flavor to green beans, potatoes, spinach, carrots, zucchini, and squash.
Nuts.
Yeah. You're probably wondering why I've got a big bowl of, a big bag of just poppy seeds here. Here's
We're about to do the poppy seed challenge.
Well, it's called it's a poppy quiz. Yeah. So, now, if you get the answer right, then I will eat a spoonful of seeds. And if you get the answer wrong, then you get to eat a spoonful of seeds.
Okay, say that again.
So if I get the answer, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. And if you get the answer wrong, then you have to eat a spoonful of seeds. Yeah, but if you get the answer right, then I have to eat the spoonful of seeds.
Oh my God!
I know.
This is terrible.
This is what I was talking about. It's the poppy quiz. Okay. Now I did cover all this stuff. Now, so I'm
hold
sure.
on. How many questions are there?
There's 10, and these are tablespoons. So I'll just let you have that bag there. Go ahead, get you all ready.
This is a terrible idea.
I'll tell you what. If you put that here, then we can share. I have a feeling you're getting a bunch of these are really easy.
I should hope so.
Yeah. But I think okay. All right. Remembrance Day. Are you ready?
No.
Remembrance Day has a few names. Has over the history has had a few names. Can you list one of those names? One variation.
Armistice?
Armistice Day.
Armistice Day?
Oh, well done.
Oh.
Whew, dodged the bullet. Okay, here we go. Got a spoonful of poppy seeds coming up at me here. Oh. Okay.
Where did you get this idea?
That tastes so gross.
Why did you make 10 questions?
We might just do 2 or 3. What year did World War I end?
Oh, when was it? 1919?
Yep. Oh, damn it. Okay, just a sec. Just get another spoonful of poppy seeds here. Oh, man. Okay. The poppy seed became the emblem of Remembrance Day, after which poem was released.
Oh, Flanders Fields.
Oh, no!
Do you need some water?
No, I'll be all right. How many poppies are distributed each year?
Oh, no. 50 million.
No.
55 million.
18 million. You take a
18
spoonful.
million.
You take a spoonful. Oh,
Went too high.
I was going to give you a lifeline, but there's no way. Oh.
Why did you...
It's nutty. It has a nutty flavor.
Some more, put it back.
Yeah, that's fine. Here we go. Taking it like a champ. There is a bugle call played during Remembrance Day ceremonies. What is it titled?
I gotta keep talking and...
We have to both keep talking. It's the poppy quiz.
No, I don't remember.
Spoonful. It's called The Last Post.
No.
Yeah, shame on you. There you go. Just get the bag ready for you. Oh.
This is terrible.
Yeah, this is really gross. That poppy seed bread will never be the same. I'll just wait till you're done. I know it's hard. You have a lot in there. Use sign language. You're saying the alphabet. Wait, you're spelling out. Wait, you can't say that. This is a family-friendly podcast. Oh. Australians and New Zealanders have a second Remembrance Day that is celebrated in April. What is it called? Oh, are you gonna?
Oh my God.
Nothing. You don't remember. It's called Anzac Day. I'll let you choke down what you got there. Maybe we should take smaller spoonfuls.
This is the worst. I can't get this down.
Yeah, this is horrible. Uh-oh.
You don't get this bag anymore.
Oh, no, I'm not going to need that bag after if you do what I think you're going to do. Oh, okay, wow, that was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh, boy.
All right, well, Charlie just kind of...
I lose the challenge.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that was terrible. If anybody, that might not be too clear from the audio, but he just threw up seeds into a bag. What I'll do here is, if you want to do the challenge at home, that'd be totally fine. So the answer to number 6 was Anzac Day. Australians and New Zealanders have a second Remembrance Day that is celebrated in April. It's called Anzac Day. Question number 7. What is the name of the medal awarded to widows and mothers? It is called the National Silver Cross, or the Memorial Cross. What year did O Canada become the official national anthem of Canada? That was in 1980, after the Queen was like, "Yes, you can have that song. I let you go forth and prosper." Number 9, what's the proper way to wear a poppy? The proper way is over your left lapel, and you shouldn't have any other pins on there, but I guess this year they're cool with it because everybody else is having pins on there, and it's working out really nice. Number 10. I'm hearing some horrible sounds out in the hallway. Yeah. Just throwing up seeds off mic. That was really bad. Number 10. Oh, here we go. Charlie's back now. Yeah. Number 10. Who is going to play the Maple Leaf Forever on his bagpipes to close out the show?
Michael Bublé.
Michael. Oh, my nephew Duncan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Duncan Bublé.
Boy, you would have had about 9 more mouthfuls of seeds.
That was not happening.
No, that was that. Yeah, man. You took it like a champ, though. Those are big. I read out the rest of the questions, and I let everyone, was like, if you're listening at home and you want to try this,
don't try this.
You just get yourself a big bag of poppy seeds and have at her.
You're gonna have a bad day.
I'm wondering what, like, after eating that many seeds, yeah, maybe best to leave that question alone and just let our imaginations go to where. Whew, yeah,
that's pretty much like we're on heroin right now.
That's why I was asking if you're gonna have a drug test tomorrow, because you're like, I do.
Oh shit!
I'll be fired.
Oh, fired from my graphic design job, where I draw picturs.
Yeah, I don't.
They're real strict over there.
Nobody's ever done a drug test at a graphic design job. There's no way. Alrighty then. I think that's it for our Remembrance Day special. Thanks so much for listening, and please do support our veterans. Once again, we have the link in the episode description that will take you to the Royal Canadian Legion donation page. And we will be back on December 1st. And then we've got a special Christmas episode coming up.
Good Lord.
And I've got some great ideas for some holiday treats that we can share. All right. Take care, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah, legit there. Yeah, that was absolutely disgusting.
That was a terrible idea.
When you were throwing up, it looked like you had eaten a bunch of ants and you were throwing up ants and they were still alive and like flying out of your mouth.
Well, it was a surprise to me too. I was just going to spit that crap out of there. And the rest of my beer was like, yeah, I'm coming too.
Remember.